as like it's today is day 4. Okay, so let's see like couple of certification scenarios, like how the certification scenario comes and how can we implement them. For this you should have a very good knowledge on Spark Scala or PySpark, whatever you are choosing for your certification. Okay, that is the first thing. Second thing is you should be well versed with all the syntaxes. Okay, and you should be able to play with your one of the editor which the certification provide, that is nothing but Sublime Text. Okay, so I have opened a Sublime Text editor and I would be making use of everything over here. So I'll be writing the code and we'll be pasting it over here and making a move. Okay, so I have opened my PySpark. It has a Spark latest version as 3. Okay, in that I have a Spark available, and Python version I'm using 3.8.5. so this is my PySpark terminal in a REPL mode. Secondly, this is one of the, again I have opened one of my screen. Okay, so here I'll be playing with my edge node and my HDFS file system. Okay, so I've opened 2 terminal to play with it. So you should be very comfortable playing with, because you should not lose time in certification, because time runs by and all these are scenario based questions. No MCQ questions will be available for you. Okay, cool. So let's take, so first scenario looks very, means like this is like, these are the data, these are the certification scenario sets which I have prepared for my training program. Okay, so we take one day and complete this. So I think I'll take the second one. So second one looks a little lengthy and it takes something. Okay, let's understand the scenario. Okay, so what this scenario is asking us to do is, okay, it is asking us to first understand what is the input. Okay, so it is asking us the input is, okay, so you are provided with 2 files. Okay, the first file is product.txt and the second file is suppliers.txt, and they are at certain location, which is nothing but home, Saif, LFS and CCA 175. Let's quickly cross verify those things. So I'll change directory to home. Okay, home, Saif, LFS and CCA 175. Okay, so I have kept all the files which are available. So we were interested in the first file was nothing but products.txt, so the last file. So these are the 2 files I'm interested, and they are available. Okay, now what I need to do is, in the output what I need to find is select product. Okay, in product we have its price, its supplier name, and where product is less than 0.06. Okay, and what they are asking us, write the output in Parquet format. Okay, to a certain location, and this is the location they are asking us. Okay, so this is the requirement they have given to us in this scenario. Okay, let's try to achieve and let's follow what we can do step by step approaches. Okay, so the first thing is, so this is my present working directory. I'll take that and let's start reading the file. So the first step is nothing but read the file. Okay, now you have 2 options. Either you can read the file from your edge node if you want, or you can put into HDFS file system and then from there you can read. Okay, it's your call how you want to read it. So what I will do is, quickly I will push this file to my HDFS location, and from there I would be reading it. So what is my HDFS location? It is nothing but HDFS DFS -ls, and I have a path user Saif LFS, not sorry, so it's like user, and I think the path is, yeah, it is Saif Hadoop file system, and input and output folder I have created just to make certain things. Okay, so we'll try to push the file over here and we'll try to pick the file from here. Okay, so let's do that. So the first thing is, we need to pick the file from the edge node and put it into my HDFS file system. Okay, so let's do HDFS DFS -put. The path is home, Saif, LFS. Okay, and it was like CCA 175 and the file name was products.txt. Where I need to put this file, I need to put at user Saif Hadoop file system. Okay, and I think like let's me go a little back. I think I have created one CCA 175 folder as well. Yeah, so CCA _ 175, and inside that I have created an input folder just to make things segregated. Yeah, so I have product.txt over here, suppliers.txt, but again, like, if you want, you can push it because I have already shown this in my previous batches. So we will just write that command quickly and make a move. Okay, so the path is nothing but CCA underscore 175, and this is nothing but my folder, that is input. Let's copy, and let's copy this. If we try to execute this, it is telling us that the file is already available. Okay, if you want to forcefully overwrite, you can do that with the flagging option, just F. Okay, so it will be just overwritten. Okay, it's as simple as that. If it is not available, you can push it. If it is available, it will throw you an error. Okay, so the second file, which is nothing but sales.txt, in a similar fashion you should be able to do that if it is available. So I'll just push the forcibly option because the files are already available. Okay, if you want to see those files quickly, what you can do is you can copy this command and hdf, let's come to home directory, hdfs dfs -ls, and list the files. So you should be able to see both the files which we are interested in. Okay, cool. So first step is done. We have pushed the file to Hadoop file system. Now let's see what they are asking us. If you want to verify the data, or if you want to just have a sneak at the data sets, what the data set is, you can do that also first, because you have to write the code on that. So you need to understand how your data is like. So let's say cat products.txt. So this is one file. This is one of my files data. The other is, so the first file was products and the other file is nothing but your suppliers. So let's say suppliers. Okay, so these are the two files with which I want to play. Okay, these are the columns which are available over here, and for this also we have some columns. If you see supplier ID over here and supplier ID over here, so these two files, if there is a requirement to join the two data set, I can take this common column. Okay, let's make a move slowly and steadily. Okay, so the first step is done, moving the file. So what I'll do is, now I will create a data frame out of it. Okay, let's quickly create both the data frames. So the first is, I'll create a product data frame. So I'll say spark.read.format. Okay, so the format is CSV for us. Okay, I'm trying to read the format as a CSV. Option, I just need to provide key, that is nothing but the header, because it has a header, so I'm just telling true. Okay, then again I'm trying to write an option, so I need to infer the schema also. Okay, so I'm just inferring the schema through. Okay, if there are other delimiters other than your comma, you can again specify that with the option. You can specify delimiter over here, and let's say that is pipes, hash, whatever. As of now we have a default delimiter comma, so no need to specify that. And simply what I will say is, I will just try to say load the file. Okay, so the location of this file is nothing but this. Let's copy this. Okay, and the file name is nothing but products.txt. So I'll copy this statement. Let me come back over here and let's execute this. Let's see what happens. Okay, so it is like consuming. So now the data frame is created. So if you want to see the data, simply you can say product data frame dot show. Okay, so we are able to see the data. Similarly, what we will try to do is, we'll try to load the second file. Okay, so let's change this. This is nothing but supplier data frame, and we just need to change the file name. And let's copy the entire syntax again and let's re-execute that. Okay, and let's see the data for that data frame also. Okay, cool. So I have my data in a structured format in a data frame way. Okay, now what I need to do is, they have asked us to find out the product, its price, its supplier name. Okay, if we just try to see, so we want product, okay, so we want price, okay, and we want the supplier name, okay. So this is like we want, because from the supplier file we want that name. So ultimately, by looking at the scenario, it seems that I need to join these two data sets or these two data frames, okay. So let's see what we can make a move ahead. Now once we have read the data frame, so we'll try to apply a DSL join, okay. You can write a Spark SQL also by creating a temporary table, but I will be going with a DSL way, which is nothing but your domain specific language, which I am comfortable with. And again, like SQL is also good for me, but let's go with this way. Now what I need to do is I need to join these two data sets, okay. So let's say product supplier data frame, any name you can give of your choice, okay, not necessary, so it's your call, but you should be able to remember all those things, okay. Cool. So the first data frame is nothing but your product data frame, okay, and I'm trying to give a alias to it. The reason why I'm giving alias is hopefully like uh what issue you might face is moving ahead, because uh, I just okay, so there are so many people. Okay, so we are trying to alias this. Okay, for the people like who have joined late, so today like we are trying to solve couple of certification scenarios. Okay, just to reiterate. Okay, so out of the given list, I randomly picked up the second scenario. Okay, and we have just started with solving the scenario. Okay, so the ask is, we need to find product, its price, its supplier's name, and that price should be less than zero point 0.6, and write the data in Parquet format to this location. That's what they are asking us to do. So we have just read the data frame, and we are trying to join those two data frames. Okay, so the first data frame is product data frame. Okay, now I need to join. Second data frame is nothing but supplier data frame. Let's alias this as well. Okay, and this alias name we'll try to give is supplier. Okay, how the syntax goes is first table join second table. Okay, after giving a join, what we need to give is we need to provide a joining condition. Okay, so from my product data frame, I have a common column that is nothing but supplier ID. That's what we have seen. Okay, if you let's recall that data, so this is like first, and this is, so if you see this is the supplier ID column over here and here also. Okay, so based on that we are trying to apply a join. So this is the first column from the first data frame. Similarly, what I'll have to do is I'll have to take my from my supplier data frame, I have a supplier ID column also. Okay, so the joining will be on this key. Now you'll have to take a call whether it's an inner join, whether it's a left outer join, based on the requirement. So I've just figured it out, so it could be an inner join. Okay, so let's copy this piece of statement, let's go over here and let's execute this. Okay, and it has executed. Let's copy this and let's try to show the data. Okay, if you see, we are able to join the two data frames and we are able to get certain things. Now if you see, there are a couple of supplier IDs. So this is like coming from products and this is coming from supplier ID. Okay, so if I want to access this supplier ID, I can just alias that with product dot supplier ID. If I want to access this supplier ID from suppliers table, I can just take the alias and the column name, same like how we do by putting a table alias, okay, in a SQL query in SQL. Okay, so I have applied a join. Okay, cool. So the join looks good to me. Now, after joining the column, what I will do is, okay, so there is one unnecessary column which I'll try to eradicate. Okay, that is nothing but, let's say both the columns are having uh, same redundant value, so I'll just pick any of the column from either of the data frame that I will do. Okay, and we'll try to select only few columns which are required for us. Okay, so few things we'll try to do in this statement. So first of all, let's drop it. So let's drop the ambiguity column, or let's see, drop the duplicate column, which we can say. Okay, so let's say remove duplicate column. Okay, so the name is product supplier data frame. From this, what I need to do is I'll just yeah. So maybe like what we can do is, okay, cool. So in spite of that, I will just select few columns. Let me do that. So in one go, I'll perform both the steps. What I will do, I will remove the duplicate supplier ID column. So let me specify that. Okay, supplier ID and required output column. Okay, we'll do the same thing, same means in one go. Okay, so let's say this is like a remove duplicate column. Let's say the earlier data frame is nothing but my product supplier dot join, and what here I will try to say, I will try to select the column. What are the columns which I require in my output? I will specifically pick those. Okay, so the first column which I need is product ID. The second column which I need is, okay, so what are the things which we need? So product ID, price, supplier name. Okay, so these are the three things which we need. Okay, so let's go back. Okay, so we need product ID, and if again, like, it's your call. If you want to pick some more columns, you can pick. Otherwise, it's you can just move ahead easily. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just pick few columns. Let's say the columns are nothing but product code. Then let's say the column is product dot name. Okay, so that is like we have given the alias over here, and from here we are getting that. Looks good to me. Okay, if any errors, definitely we'll try to debug that. Okay, then after that I need to have a quantity column. Then let's say price column, and I think these should be sufficient. And let's pick the one column that is nothing but product. From my product data frame, I need to have my supplier ID. Okay, and I think these columns are sufficient for me. Let's copy this and clear off the screen, and let's execute this. Okay, and let's show the data set for this. Okay, we have shrink the data, okay, as per the requirement. Now finally what we'll do is, they have asked us whatever the price is, okay, that should be less than 0.6. So like we need to get the data which is less than 0.6. Do we have that? We don't have that data. 0.60, sorry. So I think like we have couple or 2-3 records. Okay, let's try to write that filter condition. Okay, because we have selected few columns. You can select only the required column, but I've just randomly picked few columns. Now we need to apply this filter condition and write the data in Parquet format to a certain location. Okay, so let's try to filter the data. Filter data as per requirement what they have asked. Okay, so let's say filter data frame, and what we will use is the above data frame, and we'll try to apply a filter clause. Okay, and what we need to do is we need to apply a filter on column, and that column is nothing but price, and that price should be less than 0.6. Okay, let me execute this, and I know this should throw me an error, so let's execute this. And it is telling that name column is not defined. For that purpose, what you need to do is, so see, this is like very important. That's why if you remember, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I was not doing import star, because when you are appearing for certification, again you can do that star over there also. But if you are in a practice of importing the right methods from the right package or the right classes, so it will be very beneficial for you, because you know explicitly what you are trying to do in your logic or while writing the code. Okay, so here clearly I know from PySpark.sql.functions I need to import my call. Okay, so that is like I want to do. Let's copy this, and after copying this, let's re-execute the code. Okay, and let's say filter data frame dot show. Okay, I should get the data which is like less than 0.6. All the requirements which they have asked us, so we have concluded. Okay, and finally what we need to do is we need to write the data in a Parquet format to a particular location. Okay, so let me copy this location, and we will write result. Okay, so we need to write the result to this location. So let's write the result to that location. Okay, so filter data frame. Okay, what I would be doing is filter data frame, whatever that is, we need to say dot write the mode whatever we want to apply. Either it could be like ignore, error, override, append. Okay, so I'm just going with override mode. Again, everything has some meaning, and again all these things will be taken care. Okay, so what format they have asked us? They have asked us like Parquet format. Okay, then we need to save. Okay, where we need to save? At a particular location. So this is the location they have asked. So let me copy this position, copy that location, and we will say, let's say demo, let's say scenario 2. Okay, and let's copy this, and quickly we'll execute this piece of code also. Okay, it's finally done, and let's verify the data. Let's copy this and go to your HDFS location, HDFS DFS -ls, paste that, and under this directory you should have part files which are in Parquet format. Okay, so if you see, this is the thing. So you will not be able to see HDFS DFS -cat, and if I try to snappy Parquet data, if I just try to cat, it will be like all encrypted data kind of things. Okay, if you want to see that, what you'll have to do is you'll have to write a small logic over here, spark dot read dot Parquet, and you need to place whatever the thing was, and just for validation whether my stuff was written correctly or not. If you see this data and this data is appropriately fine. Okay, so that's